He was just a poor farm boy from Texas. Everyone told him he was too small to matter. But by the time he was 20, he'd killed hundreds, and saved thousands. He earned every medal the U.S. Army could offer. And yet, when he died, America had already forgotten his me. His name was Audie Murphy, but you wouldn't have noticed him. Just 5'5", barely 110 pounds, the kind of boy the world overlooks. He was born into poverty during the Great Depression. 11 siblings, no stable income, and meals that depended on whether or not he could find a rabbit or squirrel that day. In the quiet, broken town of Kingston, Texas, life wasn't about dreaming, it was about surviving. His father abandoned the family when Audie was just a child. At 16, his mother died. And like that, the boy who had never even finished the 5th grade, was now the man of the house, taking care of his younger brothers and sisters. At 17, with no family left to care for and a heart full of both pain and fire, Audie marched into a recruiting office. He wanted to enlist, to fight in a war he barely understood, just to matter somewhere. The Marines looked at him and laughed. "You're too small." The Navy turned him away without a second glance. But the Army? The Army was desperate. So they stamped his forged birth certificate, handed him a uniform 10 times too big, and said, "Good luck, son." Murphy was sent to North Africa, then to Italy, where the war was real, not newspapers and radio broadcasts, but blood and screams and smoke. He saw friends die before they even learned how to load a rifle properly. He watched men who laughed with him over rations shot dead before the meal ended. But something in Audie changed. The boy who once cried over lost family, now refused to break. He began volunteering, for the missions others ran from. He showed tactical instincts that even senior officers admired. And slowly, almost quietly, he became a warrior. Not loud. Not cocky. But terrifying in courage. In France, during the Normandy breakout, Audie's unit was pinned down by German machine guns. One after the other, soldiers fell, wounded, screaming, dying. No one could move. So Audie crawled forward alone. He threw back grenades aimed at him. He picked off machine gunners one by one with deadly precision. When his ammo ran out, he used captured German rifles. At just 19 years old, he was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross, second only to the Medal of Honor. But he wasn't done. It was January 26, 1945. Holzwihr, France. Audie's company came under an all-out German assault, tanks, 200 enemy soldiers, entire waves of fire. Murphy had just 19 remaining men under his command. He ordered them to retreat to cover, and then he did the unthinkable. He mounted a burning tank destroyer, with exploding shells behind him, bullets cutting the air, and began firing the .50 caliber machine gun alone. He was wounded. Bleeding. Shocked from the blast. But he held off the attack, by himself, for over an hour. When backup arrived, over 50 German soldiers lay dead. Audie lived, but something inside him had changed forever. For his actions that day, Audie Murphy received the Medal of Honor, America's highest military award. By the end of World War II, he had fought in 9 major campaigns, earned 33 military awards, including every U.S. combat medal, been awarded honors from France and Belgium, been wounded multiple times, lost every best friend he ever had in the war. And when he came home, the press called him America's hero. Hollywood called too. But Audie never called himself a hero. Audie went to Hollywood, and became a movie star. He acted in Western films, including many where he played himself. In his own biopic, To Hell and Back, he recreated moments from his own war. But behind the cameras, Audie couldn't sleep. He had severe battlefield nightmares. He slept with a gun under his pillow. He panicked when cars backfired. He suffered in silence from what we now call PTSD, but back then, veterans were told to be men and move on. Audie told the truth, "I can't sleep. I see them. They're still there. And I'm still there too." He advocated for veterans when no one else would. He spoke openly about mental health, decades before it was acceptable to do so. But Hollywood grew tired of him. He aged in silence and debt. And on May 28, 1971, a plane carrying Audie Murphy crashed into a mountainside in Virginia. He was just 45 years old. No national day of mourning. No monuments. No front-page headlines. Just a few veterans, a widow, and a folded flag, but heroes, real heroes, never truly die. In the hearts of American soldiers, Audie lives on, not because of his kill count, not even because of his medals. But because he kept fighting, in war and in peace. He used his story to speak for the broken. The forgotten. The veterans who came home wounded, inside and out. Today, his grave lies at Arlington National Cemetery, and it's one of the most visited of all time. Candle a simple white stone. A name carved in silence. But the man beneath it deserves to be remembered. He never asked to be remembered. But that doesn't mean we should forget. Because sometimes the smallest boy becomes the mightiest soldier. And sometimes the loudest hero is the one who fought quietly and still won.